Welcome back. Joining me with more insights on the day's trade is Annatjie Van Rooyen from Regenesys Business School. Annatjie, thanks so much for your time today. Now, markets action pretty muted. It's been mixed overall. We've seen some choppy trading over in the US. We've seen European markets and SA markets seemingly recovering in today's session. But, you know, in the US, we saw bond markets and equity markets taking a knock. This as we are seeing somewhat of a rotation out of US equities on the back of, you know, uncertainty around Washington's debt, on the back of that tax bill. What have you made of trade overall this week?
Good afternoon, Ntoleng, and thank you for having me. The South African market is actually ending the week on a positive note, but as you have mentioned, negative US market action has been dominated by higher US bond yields, and this is on the back of increased US fiscal spending and also the recent credit downgrade in the US. So locally, the market continues to benefit from stability provided by the much better than expected de-escalation in trade tensions between the US and China. And although we still await the final outcome, the two countries are actually making good progress in trade talks. So South African markets are reflecting optimism around the possible US-South African trade deal, with our president and his high-level delegation currently in the US, with the first round of talks being viewed as positive due to the fact that they're continuing with negotiations. So today we're seeing that resources are outperforming, still underpinned by firm commodity prices. We've heard that OPEC is planning to increase production further, but oil remains a beneficiary of the stability provided by the de-escalations in trade tensions. Gold price remains underpinned by safe haven demand, and the platinum market currently still benefits from structural deficits. And it's also witnessing the diversity of demand, which provides a significant degree of resilience, even though the US government's new approach to tariff policy starts to take effect.
Annatjie, what have you made of, you know, the jump in platinum prices in particular? When I look at the top 5 on the JSE right now, I'm seeing Implats, you know, soaring, Amplats soaring. It's really interesting to see, because those counters have been at low levels for quite some time.
Yes, they have certainly been oversold, and I think investors also shied away from them with the change in trade policies, because we know that those trade tariffs on the auto sector are still in place, and it's high at 25%, and that of course will affect the demand for platinum. And that is the reason why investors didn't buy those beaten down shares. But now we're seeing a move away from US equities into many other asset classes, and one of them is precious metals. So platinum is also starting to act as a safe haven, but there's also demand from China for jewelry, platinum jewelry. So like I've mentioned just now, there's a whole diverse range of products that platinum is needed for, except for safe haven status. And I think that's why.
And looking at some assets that have really run, particularly on the currency front, is the rand. It is firmly trading or safely trading under that 18 rand mark to the dollar. Of course, we are seeing this on the back of a weaker dollar. Is this sustainable? Will we, you know, be comfortably sitting at these levels for longer?
Yes, the rand is holding firm and it's holding its ground, and I think it reflects the optimism related to the opportunity that South Africa has to negotiate a beneficial trade deal at the moment, and also the opportunity to clear up any misunderstandings and any miscommunications. But there's also quite a few other factors that are supporting the rand. The rand is also a beneficiary of the high real current interest rate in South Africa, the US dollar weakness, the possibility of a lower inflation target for South Africa, which unfortunately means higher rates for longer, but it is supportive of the currency. Then we also still have the stabilizing SA political dynamics. We have this optimism related to the president and the high-level delegation in the US, and the possibility of trade benefits for the country that's supportive of the rand. The one thing that I do think can derail the performance of the rand might be the new legislation passed for stable coins in the US, which might drive dollar demand. So then you can see a stronger dollar and a weakening. So we just got to be mindful of that.
All right, so let's get into your stock pick. Unfortunately, we can't even get into some of the company numbers that we have out today. What are you hanging your hat on today, Annatjie?
Well, as we have just mentioned, one of the asset classes that's been a beneficiary of dollar weakness has been the cryptocurrency market. So my stock pick is Coinbase. Coinbase is a cryptocurrency exchange that has become the first digital asset player to be included in the S&P 500. And with surging institutional interest, crypto has rapidly moved into the mainstream, especially after the Trump administration promised a lighter regulatory touch. So the current target price that analysts have on Coinbase is $293. I remember it shot up to $349 earlier. And I think we sold at 330. So I think it's a decent level to get back into this counter.
Annatjie, thanks so much for your time and sharing your insights on the day's trade. That was Annatjie Van Rooyen from Regenesys Business School.